Welcome to another exciting episode of Doug's Electronic Repair Bench.
Afternoon, YouTube. Here with you on this Saturday afternoon to bring you something, even if it's wrong. I've got all my chores done up. My Saturday chore includes calling my mother. I call her once a week and talk to her for a while. Done that. Normally at this time I have two girls to take care of, but they are both gone. I believe they are helping their parents. My daughter volunteers for a local homeless shelter, and I believe they're helping out over there today. And I don't think they're coming back this weekend, so I got the whole weekend to myself. What can I do with that? I'll think of something. Not much else going on. The radio, the Juliet radio, is in a box up on a shelf. You can't see it, but it's over there. It's all not packed away, but it's just all in the box. I try to keep my projects that I'm working on in a box like that, and it makes it a lot easier than putting it all back together and taking it all apart again. So I do have a volume control on the way for it. I was able to find one of those at a reasonable cost. Reasonable in context, it cost me $10.71 to have it shipped here. Part of that reason it cost a little bit more was because of where it's coming from. It's coming from Canada. You guys in Canada, I know the situation with the postal service up there, and the fact that it does cost a little bit more to ship things. So the pot itself, the volume control itself, cost me $4. So the rest of it was shipping. That's not terrible, but you know, it could be better. But I did have an offer from a member of the Antique Radio Forum to sell me one which was similar, he said, to mine for $10 shipped, and I decided to go pay the extra 71 cents and get one that was exactly like mine. The only difference in this, I will put a picture up here so you can see what I'm getting. If you looked at the picture, you will see the terminals for the volume control leads and the switch are quite a bit different than what I've got on mine, but the switch itself is exactly the same, it looks to me like, and it's a 5K pot. So I think I can just take the Dremel tool and trim those leads down, and I think I'll be okay, because the switches, everything's in the same place. The on-off or on-off terminals are across from each other, just like the one I had with the volume control terminals on top. And the main thing is it's just exactly like the shaft, and everything is the same. So it'll just be a matter of trimming those terminals down a little bit and soldering the wires to them, and everything should be okay. So that's coming for it. I have a battery holder coming for it. It's the one that holds the 4AA. It looks exactly like the one in my GE, and it connects the same way with the little 9-volt snap-on connector. And so that's coming. That only cost $3 and something shipped. That was very cheap, and it was USA seller, so that's good too. I have another excuse me, another Bluetooth coming. This one, I think I mentioned it once before, that it's a plug-in type. It plugs into a USB charger, and that's what powers it. I think I like that better. I think on the back of my stereo are some outlets that are switched, so basically it will come on when I turn the stereo on, which is basically what I wanted. So if that works out, that'll be good. I had to press that little. I got the heat kit frequency generator or frequency counter next to the camera. It's got a faceplate that's loose on one end. It's a tape type. I think it's tape type face plate, and it's plate, and it's lost its adhesion on one end, and you can push it in and it'll stick for a while, but then it comes right back out. So I need to take that faceplate off and re-glue it. It might be a contact cement, I don't know, but whatever it is, it's not holding like it should. I have that, and you know, I got to thinking about this. May be a blog, a vlog more than anything else, but I got to thinking about Jim Lindenaz. You guys that watch him know that he has his share of troubles with either the thing he's working on or the things he's using to test the things he's working on. He has equipment problems, and like I said, he's an interesting guy to watch. He's got a good sense of humor, and like I said, I enjoy watching his videos. But I thought, you know, I think I've even suggested this. I thought maybe he should do a video, one video at least, of him just repairing his equipment. I think he could work a world of wonder there if he just did that. But you know, everybody's different on how that. But the reason I said that is because I'm thinking about doing the same for mine. I have a problem with the RF signal generator that makes a noise. It's got a noisy transistor or some component in there that makes a crackling noise when you turn it on, and so that and the aforementioned frequency counter faceplate needs to be fixed. And if I probably looked around a little bit more, I could find some other things that need fixing too. I probably should do a video on that. Just, you know, I could make one of itself on the frequency generator on the E200D B&K. But you know, I don't know if I will. I can understand Jim's hesitation on doing that, because you want to go in there and fix things. You don't really want to be working on things that you use to fix things. So anyway, that's another thing. The Fluke. That's what I was gonna do when I started out today. I was gonna put those up, and I still may, but depends on how long this takes to get out whatever I gotta say. I haven't got quite as bad as the old goat yet, but you know, my time's coming. I can see that. What else was there? I always have to stop and think. Of course, I'll edit the video, but I have to stop and think exactly what I wanted to say. The shelves are still the same. I haven't got a brace on them yet to fix that rickettiness. I can't even say it. Rickedness. I don't know. The wobbling part. Okay. I haven't got a brace on there to fix. I wanted to put a couple of braces on it to keep it from going back and forth. The one that this camera is sitting on, I have that pretty good. It's got one brace that goes all the way across from the top to the bottom of the other diagonal corner. You probably remember when I built it, and it keeps it just as sturdy as anything. So, you know, if I had something like that on that one, that would be great. So that may be in order coming one of these days. I don't have a piece long enough to do that with right now. I've used up all my shorter pieces, and you know, so what I need to get is a piece of this. I think that's a 1x2, either that or 1x3 furring strip. You know what a furring strip is, I think. And get one of the two of those, and use one of those. And I probably got some other things I could use for the rest of it, but one of those would do it. If I can't find something in the garage, I did get out in the garage yesterday, and I had to get a spark plug wrench from my son-in-law. He was trying to work on something over there at the homeless shelter to get the lawn mowed. So, man, I did. There, maybe that's better. Anywho, so that's that. Everybody's been talking a lot about live video casts, whatever you want to call them. I would love to do one of those. and basically while I'm working on something and have people giving me suggestions, you know, have it that kind of setup, and I think that would be kind of a neat thing to do. Again, Jim Lindenaz did that when he first started. He used to do his videos live. Now I think we've had quite a bit of improvement in the live technology since then, so I think maybe it'd work out better now. But that me and Carl talked about doing this, and he hasn't found his webcam yet to do that with. So you may see that from us one of these days, and that will be interesting if it happens. I'm not a big fan of the live shows, to tell you the truth. I'm not, but you know, if maybe I was on this side of the camera instead of just watching it, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But like I say, let's see, what else is there? I wanted to make a shelf over here because that would clean all that up really nice, and I would have a lot more room to work on it. I do have one more thing coming. I forgot now what it was. I had 4 things altogether I ordered this morning. See, the battery holder, the Bluetooth, volume control, the LM4871. There's 2 of those coming, and I think it was 548 shipped or something like that for both of them. And it comes with a little circuit. It's a surface mount type of chips, and it comes with a little circuit board that allows you to put that on there with the pins that you can solder onto a regular circuit board, perf board, whatever you want to call it. That's going to be a signal tracer, basically an amplifier is what it's going to be, but it's going to go along with the sniffer probe that Mr. Carlson worked on, and that was part of his project, was that signal tracer. So I want to make that, partly because I want a signal tracer that doesn't have a hum in it. The heat kit is fine. It works great. I can pretty much tell the difference between the hum it puts out and hum of whatever I'm working on. So I think, you know, it does do well, and it probably would be even better if I would replace the rest of the caps in it. The only thing I really replaced was the filter caps in that. So that's another piece of equipment I need to work on. See, there's several of those, and I've got 2 or 3 VTVMs, heath kit, night kit, maybe 2 heath kits. I can't remember. But anyway, I've got several of those that I could work on, and you know, I started working on them. The night kit, I started working on it. I got as far as cleaning the mounting bracket off and painting it, and it's in a box somewhere. I don't even know where it's at, but it's somewhere here. And you know, these projects that I've got sitting around here, that I need to work on those and get those finished. You know, procrastination, it's a bad thing, but I'm a person who likes to work on something new, something fresh, and sometimes, you know, I've got 2, 3 radios sitting down there. I've got the capacitor checker. You all remember that I got the other day. It hasn't been that long ago. All I need to do that is find out what capacitors I need to order and order those. Of course, you have to have money for that. That's something that's in short supply at the moment. So, like I say, there's a lot of things I could be doing, and space is a big thing for me, because I get a little discouraged when I come in here and I sit down and look at this mess. And you guys don't see the mess. I think I'm gonna give you a treat and let you see the mess, because you guys don't get to see it much. See if I can get this camera going. I'll put it on, is it landscape mode? Yeah, I think it's landscape mode. And we're going to start up here at the bench. Now I'm looking at the other camera now. That's where it sits when I'm making this. I used to set it up over here, and I thought, well, maybe you guys want to see a different angle. And the angle that this is on, the window is over here, so that makes the light, you know, shine on me, which is better than having the camera, you know, the other way. I almost put it over here, and oh, there's the box that says Kylie on it. Not sure why it says Kylie, but that's the box that has the radio, the Juliet, in it. And I have one up there that I think, I don't even know what's in that one. Of course, there are the Flukes, and my scope is down here.
and there's the signal tracer. So now pan over this way with me if you will, and when we get to the window we are going to go down. Now this is the start of the mess. At the very bottom, the meter face, that's a VTVM, an IM13 Heathkit. One of the ones I have two of those. Right above it is a box. Basically I've been using that as a garbage can. To the right of that is, I'm not really sure what's there. There's some pamphlets there that was sent as a packing material, and I just laid them down there. I'm again, procrastinator. And if we go all the way up in the window, you'll see the P975D or whatever it was. I can't remember the exact number of it. But that was the first GE radio that I got like that, and that's the one that doesn't have the transformer built in. So, and if we go back over a little bit more, and we go down, first thing we see is the, I don't remember the number of that, was it 535? I can't remember. The radio that we use for the troubleshooting demonstration, and right below it is the cabinet for that radio. Below that is the capacitor checker. Again, all I need to do with that is write down the parts that I need, capacitor mainly, and it's hard to see, but below that is a tool pouch of Craftsman, I think, tools that my ex-son-in-law got me for Christmas one year. I use that once in a while. I was going to keep it in here. I thought it'd be good to have as on the bench if I needed something like that. So let's go a little bit more this way, and we have junk. I have no idea totally what's in these boxes, but there's a box there. Now I'll start with this box. I know this one contains a lot of junk, that cords, and there's a goop, there's a power strip. So then we got this box, again more junk. That box is empty. That's a cabinet for a radio. That may be the cabinet for that radio right there. I'm thinking that may be it. I don't even know. But like I say, if we go on around and go up to the top here, there's more boxes. There's a CD-ROM or a DVD player, it looks like. Below that, another radio cabinet, I think. And I'm not sure there's a computer case sides in there somewhere. And paper towels, shop towels here. There is another box on top of that has good stuff in it. The box below that has stuff in it, and I don't know exactly what it is. We go down below, that's the radio, the shortwave radio that Cutworm sent me. And that's going to be coming up here very shortly. I'm going to basically clean the pots in it and see if there's any other problems that can be fixed. I think the antenna, I believe he sent an antenna port. That needs to be fixed, and we'll get that done. Clean it up a little bit. Next to that is the, I believe it's the case for one of the Pioneer receivers over there, the SX3700s. I have two of those. I have one in the living room. I know it's in there, so I'm sure that's one of the other cases for it. And I'm going to go up on top because I got to show you the clutter. Now, the girls finally got this cleaned off. This area down on this end did have things like this in there, and over time they have taken things that were sitting there and put it up on top. That is the box of parts that George sent me, the circuit boards, and I got to get back to that. Next to that is another computer, and that's the Bluetooth speaker that Mr. Stoney dropped off. I haven't lost it yet, Don. So, and next to that is the case. I believe that's the one that went through the dishwasher, for the Zenith AM/FM solid state radio. Below that is the box that my Dremel, the last Dremel tool I bought came in. It's sitting on top of yet another computer, with another computer below it. And I believe on this one, I think that's a computer. I'm not even sure about that. That may not be a computer. That's something else, I think. Anyway, whatever it is, it may be a receiver or something. but there's a monitor sitting on top of that. So this is the stuff that the girls complain about, not having room there on the bar, and so that needs to be gotten away. I kind of thought I was making a deal that I would get rid of that if they help me make this disappear, but you know. And of course, now I'm going to give you another view over here. Okay, that is the other shelf that has junk on it. And as you can see, it's a long, tall shelf. And there's the two Pioneer receivers there. Yes, got to get back to those too. I know, all this stuff. There's a couple more boxes. Now, somehow, Lexi manages to do this stuff. That was in the living room just yesterday. Now, it will sit here for a day or two, and one day it will disappear. Now, where it goes, that's the mystery. So, you know, that's the whole problem I have with their cleaning. And, you know, I love that they clean, but, you know, where to go? And one more shelf over here is the shelf that used to sit where these shelves are that we just built are sitting. And that has some things on it that need to be over here, and some things that need to be other places. So, you know, that's pretty good. Let me take you up top. All right, here's the top of my main bench. You see on the right, very right, is a speaker, my test speaker. Right next to that is a cabinet of drawers, not being utilized fully. It needs to have parts in it. I was thinking about putting that over here so it'll be a little closer. And on top of that is another case. That's one of the Zenith. That was another radio that Cutworm sent me. And next to that is SpongeBob. He's sitting on a little container of screws and things like that. Next to that is another box of radio. And underneath that is a drawer cabinet with drawers of screws in it. And finally we have the other speaker, the right or left speaker. And again, the other shelves is full, you know, you can see that. So that's pretty much it, guys. So let me take you back to the other camera and we'll go from there. Hi YouTube, back with you on this video. Like I said, it ended up being a vlog. Excuse me. I thought I'd come here and finish this up in the living room. I may look crooked, but that's because my camera's sitting a little crooked. Apologize for that. But at least it's stable, it's not moving around. Like I said, I started out to be a video on the Fluke meters, or actually the one that needs calibration. I was going to try to calibrate that. I may still do that and do it this evening or something, post it tomorrow or something. But said a few things that need to be said, I guess. So you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. See ya.